Hi there everyone, here again with another SHAREfactory tutorial. This time we're going to cover the share button, what it can do, how it affects your videos with SHAREfactory, and how you can best take advantage of it. We're not really going to cover that much streaming and actual functions you can start with the streaming because that's not really what the focus is here. This is more about how to make your videos best suited for SHAREfactory and the different options you can take advantage of with the share button by modifying these settings, as we'll go through with the tutorial. All right, first caveat we're going to talk about is this is going to probably be the only tutorial that doesn't actually use SHAREfactory. The reason for that is because the share button does not record the PDM or the PlayStation Dynamic Menu, the new XMB, some people usually call it. That's to prevent you from accidentally like giving away some of your own privacy, like your real name or your passwords, to show that make sure you don't show off the keyboards and other things that would accidentally record things you probably don't want to be recorded. Okay, the first thing we probably want to talk about is the capture gallery. There are actually two different versions of the capture gallery. You have your primary one here that's on the dynamic menu, and then you have the secondary one, which is in the system storage management. They both have valid uses. It's just let's cover some of the bases, and that's going to start with user tagging. When you go into the capture gallery, you'll have all of your different games. They'll list all the videos and screenshots that you have on your console. This is separated though by your tagging. Now, on the right side, you'll see here your icons will be the signification of who actually owns these videos, who created them. If you see two users, however, that means that two people were active when this happened. Now, this doesn't have to be like just logged into a controller. This could be anything. This could be a mobile phone. This could be a headset, a microphone, USB keyboard, anything that's logged in with the user account gets tagged in a video when it's created with the share button. What happens when you have this is you're basically allowing yourself to edit it in SHAREfactory or edit the video itself in the dynamic menu, any kind of changes or deletion if you need to do that. That will help you organize things a little bit. And if you have a group of people around you, like a family or something like that, if your little brother's playing and he's playing with you, you both have access to the video that you both were involved in making. So that's the first step. Is this primary capture gallery lists all of the active users' videos and screenshots actually. So you'll go through any of these. You can edit them. You can change them up. You can actually see all of the extra information right here. So that'll actually list the people who were involved when this video was created, timeline, some little extra features and stuff like that. This also gives you the ability to rename your clips. And this is probably, I can't stress how useful this is because when you get a certain number of videos and they all have the date stamp in the end of them, they become a little confusing. You have to preview each of them. So it would be very much my recommendation to rename each of your videos if you're going to be holding on to them for a while or doing a lot of mass editing, especially source images. I used a lot of kill zones, so I went and had to label each of the cutscenes that I captured. Um, Stuff like that, Strider and Mile fighters, anything like that. Now, the second capture gallery will cover everything that's on the console. The last capture gallery, the one that's in the dynamic menu, only shows you the videos that the active user has saved. This shows you everything. So the things you're not included in, you will see here. If you're scrapped for hard drive space on your console and you really don't know why, it's probably on the other user's account. So that's probably a good place to check sometimes if you're looking to reclaim some hard drive space or something and talk to your family members who have other big, huge 15-minute videos. Okay, so let's start with the basic functionality and tips of the share button and how they work, how you actually get your videos. So let's go into Guilty Gear. Okay, so once you're in a video game of any kind, it's going to allow you to record everything from the last time you hit the dynamic menu to the point in which you hit the share button. So you would simply capture whatever you wish to do and find horrible this game, and then you hit the share button. So everything from point in which I booted the app to this point is going to get saved. So I can actually hit this square button here, save my clip automatically. If I so chose at the very screen I'm at, it would save a screenshot as well with triangle. These top options are all just an export version to a service, be it to YouTube or Facebook, to Twitter if you need to do a screenshot, or any of the other services, to broadcast gameplay to Twitch or live stream, or to SharePlay if you wanted to launch a party group thing. These are not necessarily the options we're going to probably be using as much as triangle and square in this screen. This is where you would actually perform the actions you need to save your videos for ShareFactory. So we come back to actual videos. Now, let's say you know you're about to do something that you're going to want to save. So if you double tap share, that launches the icon to say, I've reset all previous data and I'm starting the video now of the recording. So if I did anything now and then hit the share button, it just saved that portion of video. So now when I save a button, my video is much smaller, not having all of the extra video. You're generally not going to remember. And if you're just playing live, like Destiny or something, you're playing a match, oh, I did something really cool. You're just going to hit the share button and you're going to still have all that extra video. You'll want to come back to that later. We will go forward into that in a moment. And lastly, if you hold the share button, that's your quick screenshot. That allows you to not exit the game altogether. It's just you're grabbing a screenshot of that exact instant you're holding the share button. Okay, one last thing before we move on with the share button. We're going to talk about block scenes real quick, and we're going into ShareFactory just to demonstrate this since it's easy to see. So we're just going to grab any theme and just start any project. We don't actually have to have all of this, so we'll just clean this up real quick and just get down to one video. So anytime you go into, say, commentary, or if you go to export a video, you're going to see this message. And it's going to just be a simple notification that your scene you're in right now can't be recorded with the share button. It's just to tell you when it starts, and then when it stops. You now can continue on. After the export process is completed, you're now recording again. So it's just going to be a simple start and stop point. It's not going to affect the point in which you started recording from the video, and then when you ended the recording, it's just going to have a small little cut in the video that you share. So that's something to keep in mind if you ever see those two flags. Okay, now that we've covered all of the basics of how the share button works and how you can capture your videos, capture your screenshots, and all have you, we're going to show you how you can modify these settings a little bit. So anytime you enter the share menu, you just do it here on the dynamic menu real quick. We hit the share button, and then we hit options once we're on this screen. Go to the share settings. This is where you're actually going to be able to modify a lot of things. The first option, share button control type. If you didn't really like that kind of controls where you long pressed to actually take a screenshot, you just one tap it. Well, right there you go. Easy Screenshots allows you to switch that functionality for the long press and the short press, and which way your preference is for actually controlling how your videos are captured. That's a lot. I know a lot of people who that's their preference. I like the standard. That's just me. Video clip settings. This is very, in my opinion, important for people if you want reactionary time. So if you turn on record the microphone while the video clip's recording, that means it will always bake in the audio into the share button videos that you capture. So the thing to keep in mind with this, though, is you can never remove this. So ShareFactory allows you to capture videos and then delete the actual commentary as you choose. This makes it permanent. So be aware of this while you're using this option. If you always hear yourself talking and you don't know how to get rid of it, you hear background noise from PlayStation camera or whatever in your videos, this is where this is coming from, is because this option is probably checked. This option, indicate block scenes, is just simply turn on the flag that we just saw in the export video or any other game that would actually tell you when your scenes are blocked. Link the video clip. So let's say 15 minutes is more than you really need. You probably never need more than a minute half the time, if unless you're capturing some cutscene that you might think, or maybe you're capturing a whole match that may last 12 to 15 minutes or something like that. This is just where you can limit some of that. Um, Personally, I always leave this 15 minutes because I like more options than I can. I can delete what I don't need later. Um, Next would be the broadcast setting. Again, we're just touching on this. This tells you where to actually modify some of your settings when you're streaming to Twitch and live stream. Most of this isn't really going to affect ShareFactory. It's just how you're broadcasting your streams. So this is where you would find these extra options, how to modify your camera, how to do all these other things. None of these are actually going to affect ShareFactory, just to be clear. Next, after we wait on the load time, link services. This is where you can actually connect YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, so need to. I almost never, now that YouTube is part of the PS4, I almost never use Facebook anymore, or Twitter really for that matter, because when you share to YouTube now, at the bottom of the actual page is a check mark for, do you wish to post this to Facebook and Twitter now? So it automatically shares a link to the YouTube video. So I have personally no need for this, but it's up to you guys and what you decide to send your videos to. Okay, so our last feature we're going to talk about is the system trim. Now, this got a amazing overhaul once 2.0 came out, where now it's a lot easier to get to this option than it used to be. You used to have to actually share it to Facebook, and then you had the option to it. Now it's actually just in the options menu just to go to trim. Now, there is a very big distinction between the system trim menu and the ShareFactory trim. ShareFactory is a non-destructive editor, meaning that all the source clips you have in the capture gallery, ShareFactory is not going to damage them, not going to, doesn't matter how many times you split them, how many times you trim them and make a new one, it's never going to destroy your original source. This will. You need to be very careful in what you're doing with some of your videos, if it's especially if it's something important that you're never going to get back, like a match or something. But this is going to segment your videos into either 10-second clips, or you can come down here to the intervals and actually change how many it is. So every cell you see here, in this case right now, is set to 10 seconds, or you can set it to 1 second if you want to get a little bit more defined and see the actual frames one by one. And then once you get to the area that you actually know that you want to, and I do suggest switching this down because it becomes a little bit annoying trying to cycle through 1 second intervals to the entire 15-minute video you might have. Go down here to 1 seconds, get the actual part of the video that you want. Because most of the time you're just going through your share videos and then you're playing a game and you do see something that you want to capture, you hit the share button and it captures the last 15 minutes. Here, you can simply come to the end of the video, start where you know it's going to actually begin, say start here, and now it's highlighted just the portion you need. See, it says length after trim will be 8 seconds from 8 minutes. That's a huge difference. This becomes really important in managing your hard drive space. First, we'll confirm this real quick, and I'll show you exactly what the final product is going to look like. This is another new option that came into 2, is where you now have the ability, instead of just saving a new clip every time, now you do have the option to overwrite. But again, remember, this is a destructive edit. It will replace the old video. You lose everything else beforehand. So let's just start with save a new clip. So now we've actually had a entirely new clip created from the original clip. Or, like I said before, you can come in here, do the exact same thing, just make it some tiny little edit here real quick while we wait for this to load. We'll just say here, start. And let's go a little smaller actually. Okay, overwrite. So you've just now taken a probably 700, 800 meg 15-minute video and made it 15 megs instead. That's so important when it comes to, you've got 20 billion saved 15-minute videos and your hard drive's just exploded. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and stay tuned. We'll have more coming soon. Thanks again.